From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning of early mornings LA with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In today's recording, we'll go over that monthly stimulus check and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you, the American people. But what's happening with the soap opera of Josh and Nancy? I'll go over all the dramatics that are unfolding between these two people that makes it look like Real Housewives meets Another World, or Days of Our Lives. Then we cut to the incredible details about what's happening with the vote, the dates, and the incredible sums of money that you're getting under this fourth stimulus recon. Biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel, and the biggest payout you could have ever envisioned under the fourth stimulus recon. $3.5 trillion of checks, and we'll go over all that big sums of money and more. It's a big early mornings broadcast. The toast is toasting. The butter is buttering. We're here. I'm here. And let's get to the deliciousness, starting right now on Early Mornings LALATE. Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful morning direct with you in Santa Monica, California. Along the coast, it is gorgeous weather today. I hope the weather is good where you are. In this fourth stimulus check update of 2021, so much breaking news. We'll go over that monthly stimulus check and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. We go over the voting process and what Steny Hoyer did that's absolutely incredible great news. What the president did that was great as well. And what Nancy did to change her focus from Temple of Doom 2020 to Temple of Paradise 2021. We'll go over the big money that Purple Hawks are getting more, and we'll go over what is in store for you, and then the excitement also about the big LALATE alerts. I'll have this and more, and this is LALATE, America's only 24-hour day, 7 days a week, financial news channel America, live in the morning and then taped in the afternoons. Coming up next is Overnights Crypto, live on this channel. Then Mornings LALATE, 9 a.m. on air. And then Mornings Crypto at 9:45 and noontime at 11 a.m. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers at YouTube reckon I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes. It really helps. And consider becoming a member so you get all the incredible information so you can pounce as a Purple Hawk. The link under the video will show you how. Meantime, make sure you sign up for the big talk of the country, the LALATE alerts. No one has ever done anything like this ever before. It is the first news alert system ever launched of its kind. It's free to sign up, and it's at news.lalate.com. You go to the website, you put in your name and email address, watch for the confirmation email, click the button, it says you're confirmed, and then you start getting alerts around the clock when a new video goes live or anything else from this channel. And with that, let's go into those monthly stimulus checks, Senate versus House, House versus Senate, and what the Democrats are now saying about the need to get stimulus checks in the package. Well, we have more Democrats than ever before saying that the issue is you need to do stimulus checks. And let's look at see what they want. Warren, Sanders, and Wyden say you need a monthly stimulus check remainder of the pandemic, plus you need a monthly stimulus check, the amount unknown. We have AOC and Omar saying you need a $2,000 monthly stimulus check. So they give us a month, they give us an amount, and they also say it's reoccurring. House Ways and Means, they actually write the fourth stimulus recon language, and they say there should be a fourth stimulus check in there. They do not say the amount. The American petition, nearly 3 million signatures of Americans are demanding monthly stimulus checks in 2000. So the reoccurring theme is monthly stimulus checks, and the reoccurring price tag is $2,000. Let's look at the House bill, which is $1,000 a month after the first month of 2000, pandemic plus 1 year, which would amount to more than 12 checks, which would be more than $13,000. I think you have an opinion. I think you have an opinion. Vote in the live chat right now. House of Senate, and tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather on this beautiful early mornings broadcast. Who gets this fourth stimulus check? You do. Democrats represent that. If you got a third, you get a fourth stimulus check. Single individuals, 75,000 or less. Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Married couple, 150,000 or less. Democrats represent, you get one as well. Double it. Family of four, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. The fourth stimulus check is not income. It's not taxable. And the fourth stimulus check is not a different check for different people. Finally, it's not a waivable check. So if you do see the check at the casino tonight staggering out, stumbling after having too much $12 ice cream, don't wave at the check. Oh, you waved at the check. Hey, LALATE, how are you? I can see two of you, LALATE. I just had too much ice cream. Well, that's fine, Mr. Check, so long as I see reoccurring versions of you. In the second half of this video, we'll go over the incredible detail about the vote between Nancy and Josh. What is Josh doing now? A lot of dramatics ripe for a soap opera or a telenovela. It's stimulus novella coming up in the second half of this video. Then we got to the incredible details of the big money that's coming to you under fourth stimulus recon. But first, let's get some money. Get a pen and paper ready because we're going to get some money for rent, utilities, food, internet, and mortgage assistance. And boy, if you've had a success story, send it to me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at LALATE. And I'll feature your success stories on air. And the success stories that came in are continuing to impress me. Dottie tells me, hey, LALATE, I just wanted to let you know I received $10,000 of rent. Wow. Covered us for December 2020, December 2021. Wow. Ramp of Mississippi, RAMP, is who helped us. Please spread the word. I am. Congratulations, Dottie. Great job. Sharon and Donnie say, thank you. I got $225 a month for SNAP and I'm pouncing. Keep on pouncing. I love it. Donald says, I finally received $400 for utility. Great job, Donald. And finally, Robert says, hello, LA. Robert, I want to thank you because I just got approved for $18,000 for rent. Wow, Robert. $16,000 for SNAP. Yes. $7,000 for utilities. Whoa. Keep doing a wonderful job and helping other people. God bless you, LA. I'm a member and I go by Dread with 2 Ds. Been following you since COVID-19 started. My name is Robert. Again, thank you. And wow, those are credible success stories. If you have success stories as well, send me a private message on social media, Twitter, and I will feature you on air. How much are people getting for rent? Let's look at the graphic. Boy, here we go. Bam. Elizabeth getting $27,000 for rent. Incredible. Mark, $25,000. Purple Hawks are pouncing. Nancy, $24,000. Richard, $22,000. And Nisi, $20,000 for rent. When we talk about utilities, Cecilia got $1,200 for heat. That's a heap of heat. How much are other people getting for utilities? Bam. Oh my goodness. Nancy getting $7,000 for utilities. Mark, $6,500. Angela, $5,000. When we talk about SNAP, the numbers keep on coming in. You saw Robert get some great numbers for SNAP. Let's see everyone else. Whoa. There's Nancy. She got 3 items. Whoa. And then there's John, $10,000 to $12,000. Louis, $18,000. Great job. So Nancy got to the Triple Crown. She got 3 items. Who else is joining Nancy? Let's see. Can we see the graphic? Oh my goodness. Nancy getting $32,000 for 3 items. Nisi, $23,000 for 3 items. And there's Mark with $32,000 with 2 items. Who put Mark on the graphic with 2 items? He only got 2 items. Let me tell you what happened with Mark. Mark got 2 items instead of 3 items at $32,000 a pop. And 3 wonderful success stories came from Mark after that. So on air for 5 days, I said to Mark, you got 2 items of $32,000. Why did you not get SNAP? Because it's a SNAP. It's very easy to get. So from that, 3 wonderful things happened to Mark. Number 1, within 5 days of me making the recording saying, go get SNAP, he got SNAP. I love that. He went out and got the SNAP. Number 2, he told his neighbor, watch that kid, LALATE. He's getting people money. And the neighbor watched. And within 5 days, the neighbor went from 0 to $20,000 of rent. Whoa. And then finally, Mark got his SNAP. How much do you think he got? $1,000, $2,000, $3,000? No. Mark got $19,000 of SNAP, bringing his grand total to $50,500. And away we go. And people continue to give big sums of money across the board. And Lorraine got over $105,000. And this is LA. We've been doing this since day one when people had applied for that EIDL grant alone in April of last year, not getting their applications approved. So I launched this channel and I found that people were stuck in what I called a vortex, 330, 331, 48 vortex, bombshell. I had to get those applications out of those vortex, and I did. $25 million of applications approved because of this channel, saving people's homes, their business, and their employees' homes. But then, in December 2020, second stimulus is not coming. You need money. So I stepped forward. I showed viewers how to get money. Got them $250,000 for rent. Tyrone and his family flew out of Boston, getting $15,000 for rent from December to spring. But now you're doing bigger and bolder than ever before. So let's get some money for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners assistance starting right now. Get a pen and paper ready. I'm going to show you some introductory remarks. Number one, I'm going to show you 6 places to get money from. So if the first one says no, reach out to the next one. They have different eligibility. They also have different pots of money. Meantime, who worries if the first one says no, the next one will say yes. Third, it's important to understand that your states all have the same amount of money. States were given money based upon number of residents by the federal government. However, if you're in a town of, let's say, 20 people in the total town, there's not going to be money. You have to go up to the county or to the state. Then listen to the keywords I say in this video. And finally, do not insert words, expressions, or eligibility in your mind like they don't give money to people with surfboards. Untrue. And there we go. You're ready? Here are the 6 places to reach out to. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. The keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID. Rent or mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. And that's it. That's all you say. You don't say words they don't know, like stimulus or Mitch-a-teeny. What is that? Is that the Mitch drink? Yes, it's a half Nancy Pelosi $12 ice cream and half Mitch lobster sauce. Oh my goodness. I'm going to hang up the phone, sir. You know what? I'm going to hang up the phone. And congratulations to Tim and Linda who got that wonderful pot of money for rent as well. If you got money, post a live chat. We now turn to Snap. And yes, that viewer overnight got $16,000 to Snap. Mark got $19,000. Louis, $18,000. Lynn Glenn got it for herself, her son, and her mom, and Gail got it. What is Snap? Snap is a lot of money. A family of 4 out of Hawaii gets upwards to $16,000 a year. Wow. Why so much money? Because you pick up the phone, you call Department of Agriculture. Snap is money for food. And it's a snap to get it. And if you saw the breaking news on this channel, last Monday, not this Monday, but before that, this is what happened. Department of Agriculture, per a prodding from the White House, said, you know what? We're raising up everyone's benefits. Everyone's benefits are going up an average of 25%. Lifetime, nationwide, automatically in October. Oh my goodness. Incredible right news. And if you have a success story for Snap, post in the live chat right now. And yes, Mark is going from about $19,000 to $25,000. The next part of the money is the money coming back from your states due to overpayment of computer error and unemployment benefits. These are states who have been ordered to return that money back to you due to overpayment of unemployment benefits and a computer error. And it's their fault that they did not upgrade since Windows 20, the 1920s version, when the keyboard was made out of wood. They thought they were sophisticated because they had upgraded from the Windows 19 version, from the War of 1919. That's when the keyboards were made out of stone and rock. And there you go. It's laying by direct deposit. One viewer got $5,000, another viewer got $3,000. And next part of the final part of the money is the refund check coming back from IRS. This is the taxes on that 2020 unemployment benefits. And boy, Margaret got a card, got it, Michael got it. The average payout is about $1,200 to $1,400, but one viewer over the weekend reveals to me she got $2,000. Mark got about $1,400, so it all varies. More about that in a second. But if you're on the live chat and you have not posted your success story, please do. Because the spirit of this channel, why I launched this channel, was to help you. And for other viewers to help one another. And when you post your success stories in the live chat, you really help people many ways. Number one, you inspire them to pick up the phone and call. Because a lot of people just sort of need the lift, the motivation to call. You may have called the gas department before to report an outage, but you never called to ask for money. Just pick up the phone and call and ask for money. Number two, you never realized the money was this big until we start covering it. Number 3, you never knew about Snap, some of you, until you found this channel. Larry Maui never did. He's getting $500 a month, a lifetime, because of this recording. And then we're inspired by Nisi and Art Sullivan, who got 3 items. Now people are routinely getting 3 items, and we're getting bigger and bolder numbers than ever before. So if you're on the live chat, post your success stories right now, and let's continue with those unemployment benefits. Where are they landing? Direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can you track it? Yeah, go to iris.gov, and 70% of the time it'll work. It'll reveal the taxes you paid and the tax return you filed, and then it'll reveal stuff you didn't know, like perhaps the date that the refund check is coming, and then other stuff you wish you'd never seen, like the ingredient list on the Michatini. No, I don't want to see that. My eyes are hurting. And there you go. Can we top that? Yes, as we go into the second part of your forced stimulus recon, starting right now. Deal done. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people under the forced stimulus recon. Why is it a done deal? For the following reasons. Number 1, they agreed upon the price tag of $3.5 trillion before they started the whole process. Number 2, all the Democrats have agreed to pass the recon. Number 3, they don't need any Republicans for the voting. Number 4, the president says you have to do the recon, Democrats. Otherwise, I'm not doing the Republicans bipartisan, and vice versa. And finally, the recon is all checks for you. First, second, third, this big. Checks all for corporations, practically. This recon, this big, and all checks for you. How do we get to this spot? By taking roads and bridges out of the recon, putting in something called the bipartisan. The higher the price tag was on the recon before, the harder it was to pass, says a conservative publication. There's a confirmation. But by allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon and put it, and namely roads and bridges, and put into the bipartisan, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller. In other words, the bipartisan deal made the recon passable, and vice versa. So, what you're only going to hear on this channel is that the recon price tag of $3.5 trillion was agreed upon by not just senators, but also House members with the president before they started the process. So everyone's already agreed upon this price tag before they started. And so that's why Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat, Progressive, Minnesota, and Representative Richie Torres, Democrat, Progressive, New York, had asked ahead of time, go big and bold. He said we need a larger recon. She said we have to have a recon that goes as far as we want it. They got it, $3.5 trillion. That's why the president himself said to the Democrats, protect the recon, because everything in that recon is checks for the American people. That is what Jalapal, Democrat, Washington Progressive, and Schatz, Democrat, Hawaii Progressive, had said the White House told him, that the White House considers the progressive priorities in the recon its own priorities. So how do we get to this, and what is a recon? Let's go over what is a recon, what is a bipartisan. What is the difference between recon procedural, and what is the difference between recon substantive? The President of the United States has said we have 2 paths, and we have to do both of them. What are the 2 paths? Number 1, recon, your money. Also called reconciliation, also called the budget bill. Price tag $3.5 trillion. It's also called the Democratic spending plan, the Progressive welfare assistance plan, anything that has the word spending in it. All your money. Bipartisan, not your money. This is roads and bridges. Price tag $1.5 trillion, also called infrastructure. We have 3 bodies of law to do. We have recon procedural, we have bipartisan, and we have recon substantive. Personal message to insert here because it doesn't really belong anywhere. Please do not jump into the comments anywhere and talk about dates for voting, because 99.99% of the comments are wrong. We have a lot of bills we have to deal, and you see with them on the screen here. And people are just throwing dates out there, and they're 100% wrong, and it just confuses the narrative. So put the calendar away and do not post dates. So we have 2 items to do, recon procedural and then recon substantive. Recon procedural, what are we asking? We're asking something we already agreed upon. We already agreed upon this. So this vote is something about we already agreed upon. Price tag, $3.5 trillion. Do you agree upon that? Yeah, of course I do. Why are you asking me that question? That's sort of obvious. I already said yes. Committees. Committee number 1, you agree to $10, and committee number 2, you agree to $20. Yeah, why are you asking me that? Rude. I've already answered that question. How many more times are you going to ask me that? Grouchy old people. There we go. Then we get to recon substantive, where we go over the details of how the money is spent, which is more critical, and that is in the final 15 minutes of this video. It's coming up. But how do we get to this wonderful spot? By Jalapal, who recently wrote Schumer a letter saying, Chuck, call the vote on the recon. The letter was written by 12 House Democrats, part of 100 plus, who recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus recon. Wow, Purple Power, you got to keep them to their promise. Can we top that? Yes. As 7 members of that House Ways and Means subcommittee recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus recon. Well, the same committee we talked about earlier in this video? Yeah, them. And those people are promising, so they need to deliver on their promises. We have, of course, AOC and Omar promising $2,000 a month. They need to deliver. We have Warren, Sanders, and Wyden monthly. They need to deliver. We have the House bill, $2,000, $1,000 thereafter. And, of course, we have the push for the American petition at $2,000 a pop. Can we top that? Yes. As we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, we also have the incredible details of the president going off the finish line with that global minimum corporate tax rate. Now it doesn't have to be in the recon, making the recon easier to pass. Why? This confusing thing is just confusing. You only need to know it. Now it's easier to do the recon, write it, easier to vote on the recon, easier to call the vote, and easier to pass the recon because this confusing thing is not in there. Boy, oh boy. Finally, in the final 15 minutes of this video, so much breaking news. A lot of breaking news. A secret meeting by the president, a big push from Steny Hoyer, a surprise from Steny Hoyer, a war of words on the House floor, a war of battlegrounds between Nancy and Josh, and the conversion of the Temple of Doom to the paradise, the home of paradise in 2020. It's all coming up in the final 15 minutes of this video. But first, if you've not gotten 1 penny from this channel, please do today. Pick up the phone and call and get that rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, homeowners assistance, City Hall, City House Authority, County Hall, County House Authority, State Hall, State House Authority, rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage assistance because of COVID, and utility assistance because of COVID. I want you to get that money because once you get one item, you're ready under forced stimulus. Meantime, if you can't get the other sums of money, don't worry, reach out to the volunteers. Where are they? They're on the community page. Here's a little bit about them, and I'll be back with you in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on early mornings LALATE as the toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, and the coffee is brewing. I'm here, you're here, and the deliciousness is unfolding. We'll go over that monthly stimulus check and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. Then in the final 15 minutes of this video, we go over the dramatics that are unfolding between Nancy Pelosi and a guy named Josh. We'll go over the secret meeting that the president had as well, and we'll go over what Steny Hoyer has in plan across the board. Finally, we'll go over the big money that viewers continue to get and the excitement that viewers are experiencing left and right. And with that, thank you for joining me on a big early mornings LALATE. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers is a YouTube record. And once you're part of this family, hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member so you get access to all the big money under this video. The member link is under the video where it says join here. Meantime, if you're not signed up yet for the LALATE alerts, please do so. It's the talk of the town, and people are loving it. because it is so simple and it is so beautiful, and of course, it's so free. And with that, we go into the second half of this video with the president's promise to raise your benefits up if you're on SSI and SSDI. What's going on? Let's go over the details. The Democrats are taking care of this in what is called this stimulus. They have written the president saying, we're taking care of it. And when does it start? In September. That raise of your benefits up in September is the SSI reform that they would not raise up in September. They start drafting it in September for a vote around November to be impacted in November. Step one, they'll raise your benefits up a lifetime. Number two, remove the asset limit, and then add an inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. So how does this work? Who's this for? It's for you, if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, SSA, or multiple beneficiaries. Step one is they'll raise your benefits up a lifetime. Step two, apply a new benchmark. That's inflation, which they'll apply in December, which is going to be transitory. What does transitory mean? A temporary spike. And when is that spike? In December. Yes. In fact, the spike is expected to be so large that the Federal Reserve's Fed minutes last week said we may have to start tapering. Wow. So how high? I'm looking at about 5%. So let's do the analysis. First, they'll raise your benefits up lifetime. Then they'll apply a new benchmark. If that benchmark is 5%, you'll go up another 5% lifetime. Wow. Then they're going to move the asset cap, dating back to a 1960s, 80s law that says you can't have more than $3,000 in hand. It's going to go away. They're going to remove the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty is going to go away. And love is going to win, and you'll be able to do a pair dance at your own wedding. You'll no longer fear loss of benefits, and your benefits will be restored if they were canceled. And there you go. Will there be a fifth stimulus check? Yes, that's House Ways and Means Committee members represent there will be after fourth stimulus. Meantime, if you've not become a Purple Hawk, what are you doing? Become a Purple Hawk today. The link is under the video. People in the live chat that have an emoji next to their name are Purple Hawks. Why is it important to become a Purple Hawk? To pounce, hawk, and get the big money under all these stimulus packages. I launched Purple Hawks in January of this year because it was a $1,400 stimulus check. I said, stop focusing on the check. Focus on the $5, $10, $15, $20,000 money right now, not 5 weeks from now, not 5 months from now, under third stimulus. And I said, I can get you $14,000. Well, I got more than that for viewers, more than $14,000 a person. Viewers now are getting $14,000 for just one item. You saw the comments of the viewers overnight that sent me success stories on social media. They are just, people are getting big sums of money because there are big sums of money for you under these stimulus packages. $18,000 for SNAP, $32,000 for 3 items, $50,000. Consider becoming a member because daily I deliver to you as members a breakdown of all the big money under all these stimulus packages so you can pounce and get these sums of money across the board. They're for you, and the president put them there for you. So consider becoming a member, and with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, starting right now. Deal done. $30.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people under the fourth stimulus recon. First, it's a done deal for the price tag because the Democrats already agreed upon it before they started the process. Number two, they don't need any Republicans. Number three, they agreed all Democrats to pass this. Number four, the president says you have to do recon, otherwise I'm not doing bipartisan for the Republicans, and vice versa. The recon is a behemoth, an enormous thing. First, second, and third this big. Fourth, this big. First, second, third, 80%, 90% for corporations. This one, all for you. Checks of all types for you. It was very funny. It was about 2 weeks ago. I said Steny Hoyer, the majority leader in the House, was ordering the House back into session on Monday and voting on Monday. And people are saying they're not coming back to 2039. No. Out the door. Get out of here. Well, Steny Hoyer made that comment, but he had a third line in there that I found more fascinating than that. Of course, his letter was get back in town for Monday and start voting Monday night, which they did. But it was the third line that I found more which I found more interesting. He said, get ready to finish this and stay in town till we're done. Done? What else is there to do if recon procedural just asks price tag? I already agreed upon that. Why are you asking me about that price tag again? And how much the committees are getting? How many times are you going to ask me that darn question? I already said yes. So recon procedural is a 10-second vote. It's because they're likely to do recon substantive next. Oh my goodness. Now, if you're a viewer of this channel, you know I was telling you this last month. Last month, there were a lot of reports that said the recon substantive will start on the House side. not the Senate side. Let's recap. Recon procedural went Senate to House, but then where is recon substantive going? I had told you last month it will likely go House, Senate. And Hoyer's comment suggests that it's House, Senate. Why? Because they're staying in town. There's nothing left to do except recon substantive. And the senators are out of town. So this is a perfect deal. Do it on the House side, then send it to the senators, and the senators come back in town. They finish it off. We're done. Very simple. Now, why is this financially better for you? One, the recon is written by the subcommittees of the House, so they're actually writing the legislation. Number two, it's better to say on the House side that people are writing the legislation. Number three, House members always spend more money as Democrats than the senators. Number five, the House Democrats are more progressive, and progressives spend more money, and the Senate Democrats are more moderate, and they spend less money. Finally, it makes sense to start on the House side because if they're spending more money, spend the money first, and then put the vote-a-rama on the Senate after that. So while this recon substantive may seem normal and simple, it's important to remember that they need to spend the money the right way. When we look at recon substantive, it's important to remember that recon substantive is only as good as where they're spending the money. And that is why I brought back the social media campaign from 2020 to this channel, which is called which is called Seats for Stimulus. It basically says, give us our stimulus the right way or we're taking your seats. And it's as though they were listening to this channel because on Monday night, that's all they were talking about. They were on the House floor saying, hey, worrying about this and worrying about their seats. 6 seats are up for grabs on the House in just the next few weeks, and boy, are they talking about it. So it's important to push Purple Power to make sure they do the right thing. Go on social media, tag your elected officials, and share this video, Seats for Stimulus. In fact, one Democrat said exactly what we're talking about. Democrat Susan Wild, Pennsylvania, said on Monday, I'm not running for Congress just to take safe votes. Everyone's talking about them and their elections coming up. So clearly the focus across the board. Now, let's go over what happened with Nancy and Josh. Let's go over the voting process, and then we're going to go over the president's message and the president's secret meeting and the money for you on this Force Recon. So dramatics of Nancy and Josh, which we have never seen in a long time. It's like a bad Real Housewives episode meets Another World meets Days of Our Lives or Santa Barbara. It's a telenovela of stimulus. What happened? Let's go back over who these cast of characters are. Nancy Pelosi, Temple of Doom 2020. Suddenly, the Temple of Paradise of 2021. Yeah, she's doing really great stuff for us. Josh, Representative Josh. Which Josh is this? This is that guy from 2020, never want to give you money. Yeah, the problem creator himself. Remember Seats for Stimulus? Remember CR for Stimulus? The second stimulus package is $600. He didn't want you to have that. He specifically said, don't give it to anyone. It's going to hold up the whole process. He's very big about not giving you money. He's a Democrat, and he's from New Jersey. Search your comments below. Well, let me tell you what he's doing this time. He's not against your stimulus. He's not against your recon. He's not against you getting stimulus checks. He's not against you getting money. He's just very infatuated with roads and bridges. He just loves the roads and bridges. And so his infatuation is having the roads and bridges done yesterday. Why? No one knows. In fact, the Democrats, which is virtually all of them, were supporting Nancy on Monday night saying, what's with this guy? So Nancy Pelosi had a hysterical interaction with this guy because what was his peeve? He wanted the roads and bridges to be called for a vote right away before your recon. And she said, no, I'm not doing that. I currently have out in a couple of weeks from now. And he says, no, do me right away. She says, no, you keep it up. I'm putting you to like Nebraska. I'm putting you next year. That's literally what she said. I mean, she said, I'm going to put you in October. You keep this up. So that was that part. Then she actually called his cards on something. She said, you keep this up, Josh. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do an up-down vote on the recon. Would she dare? What does that mean? She wants to have all her Democrats come out and say, do you vote in favor of the recon? Yes, obviously. And then look at Josh, say, what's your vote, Josh? Well, if you give me a road and bridge, maybe. No, it's just, so she's not going to do that. But boy, the Democrats literally were just having a cow with this Josh guy. It's the comments, some of which I cannot read on air. Steny Hoyer said, come to grips. This is a destruction. Then Joyce Beatty, Democrat of Ohio, did her best Ellen from Beverly Hills Housewives impression. She said, literally, this is what she said: "How dare you?" Then Representative Adriana Esplanade, Democrat of New York, says, "I'm really bleeped off." I'm not going to say the word. "I'm really bleeped off." And then one Democratic member could be even heard off camera calling the group a bunch of bleep bleep. Oh, wow. It's just, take away from that, Nancy has your back. She is doing the recon first. She's not doing that darn bipartisan first, roads and bridges. And away we go. Now let's turn to the president's secret meeting. I think you need a couple secret meetings for all this. The president has a secret meeting about one of the provisions I'm going to go over in a second. There's no bill yet for the recon, but there's proposals about what the recon should spend money on, and here are the proposals. Free school meals for all checks, tax break checks, cheaper prescription medication checks, lots of checks for farming, checks for free internet, checks for workers of all types, like independent contractors, checks for seniors, like checks for dental, vision checks, and hearing care checks. So the president had a secret meeting on Sunday, such a secret meeting that I'm, broadcasting it to all these viewers on this channel. But he had a secret meeting about the recon with the Democrat caucus. What did he say? Oh, it's brilliant. I think it's a really smart move. He said, "I want you to talk about the cheaper prescription medication first." That's number 3 on the list I just went through. Why? Because he says the American people need to see something that gives them an impact overnight, literally within 24 hours. I think this makes a lot of sense. What does cheaper prescription medication mean? It means that basically he's saying, before the law is on the books, you go to the pharmacy and you pay $50 on Monday. We pass the law on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, when you go to pick up a refill, you'll pay $12. That's what he wants the American people to immediately see, that I'm no longer paying $50, I'm paying $12. Thank you, Mr. President. So what does cheaper prescription mean? It means that the federal government has preferred rates, let's say for Medicare, with some of the pharmaceutical companies, and they want those rates to be slashed so that the moment it becomes law, the next day you pay less. It's a brilliant idea because he says, I need the American people to see things that have instant results within 24 hours, and everyone likes cheaper medication within 24 hours, especially when you have bills to pay. Great idea. So now let's turn to the recon and the big money in this recon. Now, this is an enormous recon. There's a lot of money to put those monthly stimulus checks in there. So you have to push purple power. But let's go over the $3.5 trillion of checks in that fourth stimulus recon. It's a lot of money. And what I want to go over with you is the following, is that when you look at the IRS and the people who send out stimulus checks, they do not send out checks for your eyes. IRS does not send out checks for your teeth. IRS does not send out checks for your rent or checks for your internet. That's not what IRS does. They are the Treasury. They don't have checks for your teeth. They have their own issues about their teeth. So if you want money for your teeth or your internet or your telephone or your rent or something like that, you have to go to another branch of the government to get that money. And that's what application-based stimulus has always been since the start of the pandemic. Whether you had to pick up the phone and increase your SNAP benefits because of PEBT, or you had to apply for PPP either on a cell phone or a computer, a PUA, go on a cell phone, pick up the phone and call, or EIDL. You've always done that. You've always had to pick up the phone because IRS only does one thing, and that's Treasury, because that's who they are. And so this is where people who are purple hawks are going to do really well, or anyone who has gotten $1 from this channel. If you've gotten $1 from this channel anytime in the last year, you're going to do really well. If you picked up the phone and called the water department and got rent and got utility assistance because of COVID, you're ready to pounce into forced stimulus, because you're going to have to pick up the phone and call someone to get this money. Generally, a lot of money, $3.5 trillion of it all across the board. It's incredible, and you're going to be ready to really pounce. And I'm so excited for so many success stories. If you have success stories, send it to me in private message. Finally, the talk of the town, the LA alerts. Boy, rolled it out in 24 hours. It took 24 hours for me to create it, and boy, it has changed the landscape. The LA alerts are totally free. It's at news.lalate.com/alerts. And those alerts send you alerts when breaking news happens, written by me, alerts of new videos. Whenever there's a new video coming out, you're not going to miss it. They're stylized, they're beautiful, they're simple. You go to news.lalate.com/alerts, and then you're going to land on the LALATE website, which has an alert system, a form that looks like this. Enter your name and your email address, and then it'll send you a confirmation email. If you don't see that confirmation email, look in your spam folder. It has a button on it. You must click the button. Don't respond to the email saying, God bless you, see you at the casino. It's a button. It doesn't read words. It just says, hey, click me. And so click that button. Hey, click me. And then when you click the button, then it'll say, thank you. Thank you for clicking me. Welcome, and you've now subscribed to the LALATE alerts. If you tried it once and for some reason you never got the confirmation email, do it again. And away you go. Then you start receiving alerts whenever a video goes live. Here is the noontime alert. It's deliciousness. And away we go into a big morning and a big early mornings broadcast. I'm so excited for you. Coming up next is Overnight's Crypto. It's currently playing live on this channel. This video will automatically take you there right after this video is over. Then we go into the incredible morning's broadcast live on air direct from Santa Monica at 9 a.m. And then after that is a noontime at 11 a.m. So with that, so much happening, and there's going to be a lot of breaking news and a lot of dramatics. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers on YouTube record. I want you proud of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay here with LALATE for more.